Welcome back to our YouTube channel, The Book Digest. In today's episode, we're diving into a powerful and practical summary of Good to Great by James C. Collins. Now, this book isn't just theory. It's more like a data-backed roadmap that shows what really separates the truly great, enduring companies from all the rest. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, Collins hits us with a huge question. What if everything you think you know about building a great company is, well, just plain wrong? He argues that greatness doesn't come from chasing the latest business fads. It comes from a set of timeless, proven principles that, honestly, most companies just ignore. And here's why this book is so powerful. It's not just one guy's opinion. We're talking about a massive 5-year research project with a team of 21 people digging through decades of data on Fortune 500 companies. Their one goal? To find that small, elite group of companies that made the leap from just being good to being truly great, and find out what was their secret sauce. What did they do differently? So, what's the first big secret they uncovered? Well, it's a huge one, and it pretty much shatters the myth of the celebrity CEO. You know, that idea that you need some larger-than-life, super charismatic leader to achieve greatness? We're all conditioned to look for that rock star CEO, the one on the magazine covers. But the research, it found the complete opposite. The leaders who actually engineer these incredible transformations were often quiet, reserved, sometimes even a little shy. Their driving force wasn't their own ego, it was this deep, unwavering commitment to the company itself. Collins gives this rare combination a name, Level 5 leadership. And it's a real paradox. On one hand, these leaders have an absolutely unstoppable, ferocious will to win. But on the other hand, they have this deep personal humility. All of their ambition is poured into the company's success, not their own fame. A great way to picture their mindset is this window and the mirror idea. When things go well, they look out the window to give credit to their team or maybe even to good luck. But when things go wrong, they look straight into the mirror and take full responsibility. It's the total opposite of an ego-driven leader. But having a level 5 leader is really just the first step. Their next priority isn't to dream up some brilliant strategy. Nope, it's all about the people. This is the famous bus metaphor. See, conventional wisdom says you figure out a strategy first, where to drive the bus, and then you get people to execute it. The great companies completely flipped that. They focused like a laser on getting the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and the right people in the right seats. Then they figured out where to drive it. Because with the right people, you can go just about anywhere. Okay, so you've got the right leader and the right people on the bus. The next step is to build a culture that forces everyone to face reality, especially when it's uncomfortable. This idea is named after Admiral James Stockdale, who was a prisoner of war in Vietnam for over 7 years. He noticed that the pure optimists, the ones who kept saying, "We'll be out by Christmas," they were actually the first to die of a broken heart. The ones who survived were the ones who held on to an unwavering faith that they would prevail in the end, while at the very same time confronting the brutal, harsh facts of their daily reality. Great companies operate with this exact same mindset. So, with this culture of brutal honesty in place, the company can finally find its unique point of focus. And Collins uses a really simple but powerful analogy to explain this. It comes from a classic parable. The fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing. The fox is cunning and tries all these different strategies, but the hedgehog always wins because it does its one thing perfectly. It rolls up into a spiky ball. Collins found that the good to great companies were all hedgehogs. They found the one thing they could be the best at and focused on it with just relentless consistency. So how do you find your one big thing? It's not wishful thinking. It's about finding the sweet spot where 3 key questions overlap. First, what can we be the absolute best in the world at? Second, what drives our economic engine? And third, what are we deeply passionate about? Your hedgehog concept is right there, in the middle of those 3 circles. This brings us to the final unifying concept that explains how all these pieces really come together to create greatness over time. It's this powerful metaphor about momentum. Imagine you're trying to turn a giant, heavy flywheel. That first push takes a massive effort, and the wheel, it barely even moves an inch. It's slow, it's thankless work, and there are no dramatic, immediate results. But you don't stop. You keep pushing, and every single decision, every action that's aligned with your hedgehog concept is another consistent push on that wheel. And with each one, it starts to turn just a little bit faster. You're building momentum, slowly but surely.
And then you hit the breakthrough point. The wheel's own weight starts working for you, spinning faster and faster with less effort. Now, to the outside world, it looks like an overnight success, like some kind of revolution. But you know the truth. It was a long evolutionary process built on one consistent push at a time.
The average companies, by contrast, were stuck in what Collins calls the doom loop. They'd push the flywheel one way, get impatient, and then suddenly change direction. They'd chase fads, react without any discipline, and they never built up any real momentum. They were just always starting over from zero.
Ultimately, the core message of Good to Great is that greatness isn't a matter of circumstances. It's a matter of conscious choice and disciplined action. It's about having the clarity to find your hedgehog concept and then the discipline to just keep pushing your flywheel consistently over time. So the question it leaves us with is, what push will you make on your flywheel today?